Chronic exhaustion often happens because you are operating within a structure that was never built for you. If just getting through the day feels like a constant struggle, you're likely experiencing the friction of a flawed design. This diagram shows what that design looks like. On the right, an artificial grid is built entirely on harsh 90-degree angles. When we try to force our lives into these rigid boxes and straight lines, our natural energy gets trapped, much like the dark particles you see squeezed in the center. Many of us try to solve this by climbing out. We treat well-being like a linear ladder, struggling to escape our everyday lives and ascend to something better. But that endless climb is just as draining as being trapped. Notice the golden spiral on the left side of the image. It flows naturally, without any rigid borders or steps. A more sustainable option exists. Instead of fighting the box or struggling up a ladder, you can choose to tap into a flowing, organic blueprint that is already encoded within your body. True well-being begins when we abandon the rigid grids and the upward climb. It is time to stop trying to get away from yourself and finally settle into your own skin. Nature avoids rigid right angles and perfectly straight lines. Its fundamental building block is the spiral, a shape that breathes, adapts, and sustains itself without any forced effort. This chart shows that exact pattern repeating at every level of existence. On one end, the microscopic double helix of our DNA. On the other, the massive, sweeping arms of a spiral galaxy. The shape of life is a continuous loop. The anatomy of arrival is a 3-step method for mapping this natural pattern back onto your own body. It transforms your nervous system into a self-sustaining engine. Step 1 is called the below. Imagine dropping thick, glowing roots from the soles of your feet deep into the dark earth. Picture them anchoring into ancient oyster shells on the seabed, calm, heavy, and firmly planted. These roots draw up a steady, quiet current of silver energy. As it moves through your legs, it brings a deeply stabilizing weight to your lower body. This physical weight serves as a mandatory foundation. You must be firmly anchored into the ground to create the stability needed for internal quiet. Once grounded, we address step 2, the above. Most traditional methods pull energy through the top of the head, but that often dumps everything into our anxious, overthinking minds. We use a pathway called the Alta Major Bypass. A warm, honey gold current of energy enters at the base of your skull. This path avoids the brain entirely, bypassing mental chatter. It moves smoothly down the back of your neck, straight toward your chest. This leads to the climax of the process, the center. Right in the middle of your chest, the golden current from above and the silver current from below collide in perfect balance. Skipping the overactive mind and drawing support from the earth creates a secure, stable core. Your energy finally has a home where it can rest without friction. When those two currents collide in the center of your chest, they compress to form a single, luminous, iridescent pearl. This pearl acts as a new engine for your entire body. It completely replaces the old, rigid ladder of the 7 chakras. In its place, a dynamic field emerges. 12 colorful streams of energy radiate from the chest in outward breathing spirals, a continuous, self-sustaining loop. This flowing ecosystem is what health looks like when we stop forcing it. There are no sharp corners to get caught in and no more steps to climb. By anchoring your roots and resting in your chest, you can stop the struggle to